Shri Mataji, please be present
tonight that we can meditate with you in your sahasrara, and please forgive us for any mistakes we make. Together, there's 3 Maha Mantras.
Mataji, Shri Mataji, Namo. Namaste, Ganapataye, Tvameva Pratyaksham Bhagavasi, Tvameva Deva Bhagavasi, Tvameva Deva Bhagavasi, Tvameva Nachimatat, Shurdvatat, Avadharatat, Sarvato Mam Pani Pani Samantat, Vam Vangmaya Svam Maya, Vam Anandamaya Svam Brahmamaya, Tvam Sachidananda Nityosi, Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi, Tvam Jnanamayo Vijnanamayosi, Sarvam Jagadidam Tvato Jayate, Sarvam Jagadidam Tvatashtishtati, Sarvam Jagadidam Tvayi Sarvam Jagadidam Tvayi Pratyeti, Tvam Bhumi Rapo Nalo Niro Navaha, Tvam Chadvari Vakpadani, Tvam Gunatrayatitaha, Tvam Dehatrayatitaha, Tvam Kharatrayatitaha, Tvam Muladhara Stitosi Nityam, Tvam Shakti Trayatmakaha, Tvam Yogino Dayanti Nityam, Tvam Brahma, Tvam Vishnu, Tvam Rudra, Tvam Indra, Tvam Agni, Tvam Vayu, Tvam Surya, Tvam Chandrama, Tvam Brahma Bhurvasvarom, Ganadim Purvamucharya, Varnadim Tadanantaram, Anusvara Parataraha, Ardendurasitam Tarena Rudam, Etattava Manusvarupam, Dakara Purvarupam, Akaro Madhyama Rupam, Anusvara Shantya Rupam, Bindurtara Rupam, Nada Sandhanam Sanhita Sandhihi, Saisha Ganesha Vidya Ganaka Rishi, Nishrit Gayatri Chandaha, Ganapati Devata. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya dhimahi Tano danti prachodayat Ekadantam chaturhastam Pashamankushadharinam Radam cha varadam hastairvibhranam Mushakadvajam Raktam lambodaram Shurpakarnakam Rakta vasasam Rakta gandhanuliptangam Rakta pushpai supujitam Bhaktanukampinam devam Jagat karanam achyutam Avirbhutam cha shishyadav Prakrute purushat param Evam jayati yo nityam Sa yogi yoginam varaha Namo ratapataye Namo ganapataye Namaha pramatapataye Namaste astu lambodharaya Ekadantaya Vignanashine Shiva Sutaya Shri Varada Murtaye Namo Namaha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
With our right hand on the Mother Earth, let's say the mantra to Shri Mahavira Sakshat Shri Bhairava. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahabhairava Sakshat Shri Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. And let's bring the right hand back up in our lap and bending our left hand up to the sky. We'll say the mantra of Shri Mahasaraswati, Shri Hanumana. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahasaraswati Sakshat Shri Hanumana Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. With our attention at Sahasrara, we'll just say the prayer to Shri Buddha. I'll say the English first, and then we can say together the Sanskrit. I surrender myself to my self-realization and to all those who are realized souls, Buddhas. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Say it again. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. And a third time. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to Dharma, to the innate religion that is Vishwa Nimala Dharma. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Again. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to collectivity and to the collective community of realized souls. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. I surrender myself to Shri Adi Shakti Mataji. Shri Adi Shaktaye Nimala Mataram Sharanam Gacchami. Shri Adi Shaktaye Nimala Mataram Sharanam Gacchami. Shri Adi Shaktaye Nirmala Mataram Sharanam Gacchami. Shri Adi Shaktaye Nirmala Mataram Sharanam Gacchami.
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalaya Karudhattvajala Mangalam Pundarikaksha Mangalaya Tanam Harini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala
Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami, Shri Mataji Gacchami.
When you are desireless, you are happy because you are never disappointed. You are never nervous. So, to be desireless doesn't mean that you become something absurd or ascetic or anything like that. But not to expect something. If I do like this, then this will happen. If I do like this, that will. Not to worry. Do what you want to do. One thing you should know, that nothing bad can happen to you. And if something bad is happening, that's something wrong. I'll tell you another thing. This time, first time I fell down a little bit, not much. So they said you can't go out of the house at all, you cannot move out because it's raining and you will develop arthritis. I can never develop anything like that, but doesn't matter. So I was made to stay in the house and I wrote this book in that. It was nice I fell down. Otherwise they would have said, come here, come, all my family was there for a holiday. Thank God. I got these 4 or 5 days, I wrote this book. So make the best of all disappointments. If there is a disappointment, just smile at it. I know it is for your good to discover something new, to find out something better. But the conditioning is so strong. That's why I say be in the collective. Now, for example, we have Indians, we have got French, we have this, that, and all that. All their conditions are around them. Still. For Indians must have Indian food wherever they go. It's a very difficult situation. That way you people are better. You eat every sort of, even you eat wretched Indian food. I don't like very much Indian food myself. It's not very nourishing. It's more tasty, but not nourishing. But you don't mind eating any food whatsoever. That's a good thing about it. But your desires are another, little different, which you know very well, I need not tell you. Like I told ladies not to carry too many cosmetics and heavy things with them. But whenever they come, the men break their hands picking up their big suitcases. Now, I'm not saying that you should walk about in a manner that is not so decent, but for that, keep to minimum. Or else there is a competition with the leader always. Somebody will be there. But in the West, what I find, not so much for food, but for house, even in India. If you marry an Indian wife, she'll try, or a Greek wife also, will try to keep the husband to herself. It's a common thing, I've seen it. They are something like Indians. And they spoil the ascent of the husband and theirs also. It's a fact. And very dominating. Indian women won't be dominating, but they will try to control the husband, to have another house of their own. They don't know, Indians don't know collectivity. They are very individualistic. Now, with Sahaja Yoga, of course, they are learning gradually how to be one with others. Moreover, culturally, some people are different. So they stick on to their own culture. Of course, whatever is good in any culture should be taken, because whatever is universal culture is in Sahaja Yoga. But so many things there are where we just falter because of our conditionings. And that's why at the same time we had another great incarnation of Mahavira, who's pointed out what are the punishments for people who indulge into their conditionings. Many horrible things he has talked about. What will happen to people if they have their conditioning? Where will they end up? What will be their situation? What kind of hell they will get? This is being described, horrible things. Of course, I'm not going to tell about that today. But common thing about him and all his contemporary, like Buddha, Kabira, and all these people, there was one thing common which came that they, not Kabira so much as Buddha, that is better not even to talk about God, but to talk about abstract, about formless. Because the worst condition in those days was that once they started worshipping any deity or anything, they became complete slaves of that. Like Muhammad Sahib also said, he talked of Nirakar. But these two went even beyond that and they talked, there's no God. Better not talk of God just now. Better get your self-realization. I did the same in the beginning. I said, get your self-realization. Because anybody can start, I am God. So they never talked about God. Not at all. And they all the time said that there is no God, but it is yourself. They tabooed actually. They are called as Nirishwaras. Nirishwarvad. Did not believe. Both of them did not believe in God, but in self-realization. They knew that I had to come and tell you about it. So Buddha has talked about the future Buddha, which is Matraya. Ma is mother, who is in three forms. Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. Any Buddhist, if you ask him to ask the question of Matraya, he gets his realization just there. So he talked of Matraya because he knew that when Matraya will come, she will have to tell people about Ishvara. According to them, the people had not yet reached that stage that you could tell them about Ishvara. So they said there is no God. Just to accentuate self-realization. Atma-gyan, knowledge about yourself. Self-realization. And early Buddhists, I am told, of course they were Bhikshukas, they were ascetics, but they had the experience of the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. Just like the Gnostics, I think. But there were very few. There are not as many as you are, but quality-wise they are very high. Because all of them had come through that terrible penances. So quality-wise they were very high. And because the difference between them and others, the quality-wise, was so much that they could not impress the others, and so just it died out, I should say. But still we had Zen, where Viditama is another disciple of Christ, went down, of Buddha went down, and Tao. These two are the ones which are expressing Buddha's ideals about Sahaja. Tao is nothing but Sahaja. Tao means how it works out. And Zen system, Zen means dhyana. So they also believed in raising the Kundalini. They did not hit at that time anybody's spinal cord, but later on they started hitting people's spinal cord with some stick to put them into that. So Tao and Zen Both are offshoots of the same Buddhism, in the real sense of the word, I should say, of their ascent, without talking about Ishvara, about God. But aims were the same, to become Buddha, but they also died out. I met the head of the Zen who came to me for curing. I asked him, I said, how is it you are the leader, you are not even a Kashyapa? Kashyapa is the one who is a realized soul. So he told me, confessed to me, they had only 26 Kashyapas throughout. And only after the 6th century they started. And very few were there, and it has died out. That means how lucky you are that you are all realized souls. So for our banyan tree is the collectivity. We have to make ourselves subtler beings, to be one with the collective. And that is very enjoyable, very beautiful. Those who cannot do it, cannot progress in Sahaja Yoga, they are problematic and they create problems and they trouble everyone. Their attention is bad and no one knows how they stand. So Buddha's message is, of course, is not to develop ego. But how do you do that? First of all, whatever you are doing, you have to say, I am not doing it. It's Mother who is doing it, or God who is doing it. I am not doing anything. But if you feel that you are doing something for Sahaja Yoga, it's better you stop doing it. But you should say, it came my way, I didn't do anything, I was just there, that's all. Then you have achieved a great deal. And the second thing is of desire. Even desire of anything, of smallest thing or the biggest thing, or even loving your children, loving your wife, this, mine, all those things. All these desires, if they are not fulfilled, you feel frustrated, then you must know that there is something wrong with it. But if you understand the sense of collectivity, then you can ascend very fast. I would say Indians are extremely religious, disciplined people in a way. But they are lacking in collectivity. If they could come up to collectivity, they can shoot off. The only nation which I have found very good is Russia. Because of communism, they are collective and desireless. Because all their desires were fulfilled by communistic ideas. They didn't have any choices left. And also they were collective. In a way, communism has suited the public, not the government. While the other way around, democracy has suited the government to make money, but the public has suffered. So we are people who have not able to know about collectivity. So I would say the collectivity develops faster in the West, no doubt, much faster. But desirelessness is less. So it's like somebody has the teeth and somebody has the food sort of a thing. If we can see ourselves as we are and try to understand that either we have this problem or that problem, if you could just somehow or other neutralize this one-sided problem, you could be there. Because if you solve one, you can go to another, from there to there. But just to stand in the center and see for yourself, what are my desires? Count them one by one. I mean, if I have to think what is my desire, I become thoughtless. Really, my position is horrible. If I have to think, what should I desire now? I become thoughtless. Sometimes I develop some ego. I don't know from where to start. Must have some ego after all. Everybody has, so why not me? I don't know how to start it. Then, we also have these conditionings of developing this horrible thing called guilt. I mean, this is another. At the time of Buddha, nobody had this problem, I think. This is a modern technique to feel guilty. Some sort of a modernism in it, because I don't know how it is worked out. And this modernism of this horrible thing called guilty is something really has come to my lot to clear out, not at the time of Buddha. I never had this. Otherwise he would have paved way for me, but that he did not. He's left it to me to clear out your left Vishuddhis and mine also all the time hurting me here. So this horrible thing, especially Western mind, Indians don't have guilt to it, nothing. But this has to be overcome. As you know, that Buddha and Mahavira both support the center of Agya. So, if you have to have a very clear-cut Agya chakra, then on one side, you should be desireless. You should forgive. Ksham. Ksham is the Bija mantra, is to forgive. Bija mantra of right side. Ksham, I forgive. And the left side is hum. Like the left-sided person always feels, oh, I'm no good. This, he has to say, no, I'm good. Hum, I am. So hum and ksham, these are two bija mantras which we have to say. Of course, if you say, they will act, because after all, now your pranas have become pranavas. Your breath has become enlightened. But rather weak, I should say. It doesn't matter. Your mantras can act. You must use these two bija mantras to clear out your agyas. But Mahavira has a solution for this, that after realization, if you catch your agya, you get a terrible headache. That's Mahavira style. You do anything wrong, you get punishment. You indulge into anything, you are punished. You go against Sahaja Yoga, you are punished. I am not doing it, it's Mahavira. Simultaneously working. If you try to be overly smart, you are outsmart. So these two forces are working from the right, left, left to right. If you overdo right, then the left hits you hard. If you overdo left, then the right hits you hard. Both of them are really like double-pronged attacks. One says don't have desire. All right, you have desire. Punished this side. Like some people say, I must have children, I must have children. You give them the children, they say, Mother, why this horrible child you have given me is such a horrible child. Then somebody says, Mother, give me a lady from, say, Maharashtra. Recently there was a case like that. She was bothering too much, Mother, give me one lady from Maharashtra. And a real special style came to punish. They said, no more from Maharashtra. And she was really, I've never heard of such a woman in Maharashtra. Horrible. Because she was insisting on it, so she had it. She says, no more from Maharashtra. No, I said, everybody is excellent. This was an exceptional case, came just to punish you. So to have any desires, if you cross a certain limit, you are punished, and that is done by Mahavira. In a small way or a big way. Like there was a little boy who came to London, very bombastic. And he wanted to buy something for himself. I took him to an ordinary shop, and there was a very nice coat, full wool and all that. He wouldn't buy. I want to go to a big shop. I said, all right. So I said, I'm not coming. I sent his father. He came back with an artificial coat from that shop without knowing that it was artificial. Because he wouldn't take something from an ordinary shop. So in the big shop, very nicely, big price they gave, and this they got. Every minute, Sahaja yogis must know that there is a Mahavira sitting round. Also, Buddha is there who gives you an indication that don't do this. Do not desire so much. He puts limitations to you. But if you don't listen, then all right, Mahavira is there to correct you. Up to a point he goes. Then you get headaches. Then you say, Mother, why did I get headaches? You asked for it. It's such an automatic machinery that we have to be very careful as Sahaja yogis. So today's understanding should be that we all should become collective from inside. We should not grudge or grumble about it and enjoy the collectivity. But the second side of collectivity is this, that do not try to exploit the collectivity. Otherwise you'll be in trouble. Like I've seen some people don't know how to use their bathrooms. When you are collective, you have to be respecting the collectivity of others. By your presence, another person should not by any chance suffer, or should not feel in any way insulted or inconvenienced. So when you are in the collective, it should be such that Another person should enjoy your company, enjoy your being there. That's something where there is no problem. But if you are demanding and if you are asking for things and you think no end of yourself, you cannot at all collective by any chance, but you will suffer for that. Automatically you will suffer. If this is realized and understood properly, your agya is solved. Like anger. People always boast, I'm very angry with you. Boast. But just make that anger into forgiveness. And you'll see the person, instead of you getting into problems, he will get into problems. Anger will upset you, but forgiveness will upset him automatically. It's the biggest weapon you have got is to forgive. And this is shown in Buddha's character throughout. And this will give you self-respect. That you are not disturbed by anything. Like a ship has to be seaworthy. If you put the ship on the sea and if it breaks, what's the use of making a ship? What's the use of a Sahaja who gets disturbed at every moment? You have to be seaworthy. And if you are seaworthy, nothing can disturb you, all right. The elephant is barking and the dogs are barking. All right, let them bark, what does matter? The elephant looks this side like that, sometimes takes some water and blesses them with water. All right, quieten down, so that your head will be cooled down. That will give you self-esteem. And you will know what you are, much higher than others. And this is what is how to get rid of your ego, which is a very, very big problem according to you people. But then how to get rid of ego. Ego can be said, you go. When this I-ness goes away, the self rises. What is there to feel hurt? What is there to feel bad? What is there to hurt others? All right, you are cheated. Very good, at least you have not cheated anyone. Be happy about it. But once you are without ego, means you have surrendered yourself. No one can cheat you. Can you understand that? No one can cheat you. Because there is some higher force which is looking after. This is the way we should understand Buddha. This is, we should know our Buddha qualities. This is how our ego can be dissolved. When you say, Mother, we surrender to you, that just means that you give this horrible ego a complete holiday. It means that. That is how this ego disappears. And I think all your just now, ragyas are open out, most of you, somehow. And then you laugh at everything. You make fun of yourself. Just enjoy everything. May God bless you.
Let's all stand for Arti now.
जग में संत जनार्दन जितने लिए अवतार जितने लिए अवतार विश्व में तेरी महिमा विश्व में तेरी महिमा गंगा यमुना माँ सब गुरुवारे सब गुरुवारे जय निर्मल माधवी जय निर्मल माधवी दिल में सदा रहना सब गुरुवारे जो भी शरण में आयो सुखाई मेरा सुखाई मेरा गायत्री के दिल में होगा गायत्री के दिल में होगा लोग के ना जाना माँ सब गुरुआ देना सब गुरुआ देना माँ सब गुरुआ देना Madhu Sangita Sudaro, Madhu Sangita Sudaro, esa tejo seva, esa tejo seva, हमसे करा देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, जय निर्मल माताजी, जय निर्मल माताजी, एकला में सदा रहना, माँ सबको दुआ देना, सबको दुआ देना, माँ सबको दुआ देना। Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namah Shri Kanaki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Shri Kanaki Sakshat Shri Sahasra Swami Moksha Pradayani Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namah Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namah Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah Guru Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Ki Jai
Thank you, Shri Mataji. You do everything, we do nothing. Let's raise our kundalinis and take a bandhan. And to the mother of all the mothers, tomorrow we will celebrate Mother's Day, and we'll have a public program at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, and the program will be called Knowing Your Inner Mother. Thank you, everyone. That concludes the program.